Now, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this is working. I hope you can hear me, everybody, and indeed see me. Welcome to the RPT dinner of 2020, which, like so much else this year, has had to embrace change. It's diffused out to lots of little bubbles that even now are popping all over London and the Shires. I think there are about 24 separate dinner parties taking place simultaneously. I say separate, but they're not. You're all pulling together in a very touching display of separate togetherness, if I can just go a bit Gwyneth Paltrow for a moment. But wherever you are, welcome and thank you so much for taking part. Now, the RPT dinner, I don't know, maybe this is just me, but somehow it always just jumps out at you in the diary. Do you find that? I mean, you never see it coming, and then suddenly it's hell's teeth. Darling, do you know it's the RPT dinner next Tuesday? What? No, this one coming. No, next Tuesday. No, this very Tuesday. God, it's a nightmare. We'll never get a babysitter. You mean this Tuesday? That's Jemima's trumpet exam, and James has got his interview with I don't know, the Tavistock Clinic. I mean, God, no, we can't go. But you do, and it's always lovely. In fact, you've hardly been there for 30 seconds before you remember just how utterly brilliant RPT is. And you can't believe that you would ever even consider missing it. You remember how extraordinary its work is and how immediate its impact on its community. And being right at the heart of West 11, it's not some charity that's doing great things overseas or funding research in some distant laboratory. Though God knows these things are very important too. But it's right here. And then the most striking thing that you remember about RPT is its warmth and the love that courses through it. Yeah, well, it can't just run on love. It needs money too. And that is very much why we are all here, or rather there tonight. The COVID crisis has brought its own difficulties to the RPT community, and it is now more vital than ever that their services can run at full capacity. Now, I'm going to hand over to Mark Sims very shortly, but before I do, I just want to draw your attention to two things. Thing one, there is an online auction full of exciting things that you must peruse regularly throughout dinner. Why not make it a rule that before anyone fills their wine glass, maybe they have another look at the online auction? There you go. And thing two, there are online pledges which very helpfully outline how you can pledge to support either a child, a young person, or a family in any of the programs. But thank you, everyone. Have a fabulous night. We'll get to see each other individually, and I hope maybe even together between now and the next RPT dinner. But next year, and it'll be on a Tuesday in October that you'll forget about till the preceding Sunday, we'll make it twice as jolly, just to make up for this year. But this year, can we make every effort, please, to be twice as generous? How's that for a deal? Thank you all very, very much indeed. Have a fabulous evening. And now I'm going to hand over to Mark.
Thank you, Xander. I'm not sure I'm going to follow that, but I'll try. It's always great to have Xander with us at RPT. He's a long-time supporter and really passionate about what we do, and we're always really pleased when he agrees to lend us a hand. So thanks, Xander, absolute top chap. Thank you to each one of you, because without you lot, there would be no Portobello dinner. Last year seems like a distant memory already. I always look forward to the Portobello dinner, to see people I haven't seen for a while, to find out how life's been treating them, and to get lots of kisses, especially the kisses from the ladies who support us year after year. This year, though, appearing live in homes across West London and Oxfordshire and in the Cotswolds and right across the home counties, it's brand new and a bit of an issue for me, particularly when you've got a face like this, which is really designed for podcasts rather than live stream. I've spoken in the past about the challenges RPT faces, particularly around raising funds and how we put those funds to use, because the kids we work with are facing incredible challenges in their life. I've spoke to you in the past about Grenfell and how in those terrible days after the fire, we were able to help our friends and neighbours, and how you responded amazingly only a couple of months after that. We've been able to do these things over the last 100 years because you lot have helped us. This year, though, speaking to people during one of the greatest global challenges in our lifetime, it somehow feels slightly overwhelming. But I still manage to feel quite positive, because even amidst this crazy gathering storm of lunacy, RPT, the people that make up this amazing organisation, have carried on in true British spirit, carried on buggering on, I think is a phrase that's been used. But really, it's not because of the skill or vision of the leadership, but because we, and I mean we, staff, volunteers, supporters, donors, funders, our whole team have been absolutely faithful to our values, true to themselves, full of kindness, care, compassion, and generosity. We are in the midst of this crisis. It's not yet over. The impact on young lives is not really understood, but I don't think it's certain either. Tonight, as we sit in our homes, like many of us are, we're all a bit fed up of sitting in our homes, I think, staying at home. We long for the halcyon days of going to the pub, leaving maybe after 10:30, for having a drink with 6 or 7 or 8 people even. But tonight, like many nights over the last 6 months, we're all safely at home with everything we need, feeling safe, feeling loved, feeling secure. And if you're lucky enough to have a kind host with plenty to eat and drink, but this, for many of children during lockdown, for the people that we support, it's been a dream. Lockdown for them has maybe been 6 months at home with a violent parent, 6 months in an overcrowded flat, not able to go out, 6 months hungry, 6 months visiting the food bank, 6 months of no school, and 6 months of no friends. But for our young people, it feels like a war, I think, against an enemy unseen and feels a bit undefeatable. The war isn't COVID, though. This is a long-standing war. It's poverty. Poverty and COVID are best mates. They make things much worse for people when they gang up on you. The great news, though, is that our people at RPT, these amazing people from West London, are supported to make real changes in their lives. Within days of lockdown, our homework team, led by Susan and Liz, swung into action. Boom, we'd got an online offer within days, supported by an army of their friends, their children, our regular volunteers, delivering safely, delivering brilliantly, delivering securely. Not enough laptops? No problem. We appeal to you guys. You turned up in droves and helped us do that. Kirsten and the guys took our parenting program online too. Some stuff can't be resolved online, like the food parcels that they delivered. They delivered prams, high chairs, cots and cribs to new mums, and they had a shoulder to cry on for parents who were recently bereaved. Our Amplify project has delivered right through this whole season to great impact recently with an exhibition called Breathe just up the road. Youth workers have text, teamed, Zoomed, FaceTimed, delivered food, phones, phone credit, food parcels, and met people in the park who were unfeeling safe at home. Now we're back in the real world, though. The problems that were there before COVID are still there. They've just been joined by new ones. What we're most worried about now is that we're facing the real possibility of hundreds of our young people who are disconnected from education, and they now feel the world of work is beyond their reach. They don't see the point of work. Their dealer says they can earn more selling weed, crack, smoking stuff. Their mates insist that they can join a brand new gang, and young girls are being pulled into crime. And sometimes it feels like there's a sapping of energy and a confidence amongst our young people. They're facing this enormous challenge. But I don't feel that at RPT, because we've got a fearsome group of people. And it's not just the staff, it's not just the volunteers, it's everyone who makes up this amazing charity. They've got serious problems on their hand when they try and take tasks to the kids that are in our care and support. RPTs are forced to be reckoned with. The team are passionate about their purpose. We focus on what we can do, stop complaining about what we can't. They're unwavering, determined, and bloody-minded. RPT has seen off 2 world wars. It's seen off austerity. It saw off Grenfell. And we're on this journey today to see off COVID. We're, I think, one of the best charities in the country. Our colleagues are more productive than when the crisis began. Our teams are more innovative than when the crisis began. Our services are needed now more than when the crisis began. Thankfully, our capacity and capability remains undiminished. It's no time to stand back. They've just crept on. But what we need now is your support. The challenge is greater. The demand on our service is greater. We've got more to do. And I know this is a big time for lots of charity in this country. There's been a huge ask of everyone, but these are our kids. They're your neighbours' kids. These are the kids that walk the streets. These are the kids that are in Avondale Park. These are the kids that are on Holland Park. These are the kids that are local to us. Tonight, I can tell you now, our income this year has all but disappeared. The Portobello Dinner alone raises 25% of our annual income, not just for projects, but also to do things like keep the lights on and paying the bills. The money that we had in the bank before COVID is quickly disappearing. It'll be gone just about Christmas time, we think. We think this organisation has got a real opportunity to change the lives of kids in this neighbourhood for good. We've helped thousands of kids along their way, and we want you to help us to continue to make that change in the communities where we live and work. So tonight, if you can, reach out for those pledge cards, treat yourself to something on the auction, which has been so generously donated by our amazing donors. We're asking for your help tonight to be here after Christmas, to be here next year and the year after. This work is important. It's our community, it's your neighbours, it's their children. We want to change the lives of thousands of young people for the better, and we're really grateful for your support tonight. I know I might be pushing my luck, but I have got one further ask. And that's, despite Corona and this crazy winter of uncertainty, I think it's our collective efforts that will get us through, just by supporting one another, being kind to one another, and promising to turn up at next year's Portobello Dinner. Thank you very much. And thank you to everyone who's helped tonight possible. I'm going to hand over now to Erin, who's going to play a short film.
This club just doesn't exist at all. Yeah, it's been very difficult, to be honest with you. I feel like we would like to have helped them a lot more once I've been in lockdown, kept in communication about the importance of that children still have to go out and walk, they go out and run with their parents or go to the park.
What RPT and Amplify mean to me is a sense of family, a place where you can get yourself to be creative. The young people are able to stay off the streets, to stay away from crime. This place is that sense of safety, home.
RPT is my love for the local community and hopefully being able to make a small difference to some people.
They've been with me through my toughest struggles, and then to suddenly not have anything, I find it really difficult.
I have a toddler. For us, it is life-saving. We have been receiving support during the lockdown. That's really what kept us going. Often when you access social services, you do feel a bit of a third-class person. In here, we're treated not just like first class, but like human beings.
Brilliant. So, please help.
I can't live without football.
I don't know what I would do if Magic Mums wasn't here.